Hello and welcome to the Talking Wednesday podcast. It is Jake and Jack episode. James is away for a bit, so I hope he just gets us good time to get a bit of a break. He, as we know, has been busy. I wasn't on last week due to, I just took a week off, to be fair.
He was just skiving. He was dirty little skiver.
Yeah.
Minus in his detention all week. There you go.
I think I had that on Tuesday night. That was my detention. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesus.
Anyway, we're going to be talking about everything Wednesday. Just remember, there is the members section that you can join, which I think is about $4.99 a month, and that gets you access to the Discord. It also gets you access to the draft, which me and James last night on James's live stream realised Jack is absolutely bossing it without actually doing anything, which is slightly annoying.
I just looked out, didn't I? Really, with getting like Shay Charles in the.
What about Michael Smith? You've got Michael Smith. He got an assist and a goal and a man of the match performance. Some stupid. He got like 14, 20 points. But we're gonna start the podcast how we always do. Is how's your week been, mate?
It's been really good actually. Like I've had a bit of a week of sort of. I don't know. You know where sometimes you need a bit of a week of like me time and concentrating on yourself and all that jazz. I've had a bit of a week of that, and then actually, the match review is going to be all down to you because while that match was going on, I was out with my teammates for the cricket club that I play for, having a big old curry, having a lovely lamb booner, and as you can imagine, I need to have windows open in every room that I step foot in today because. As you know, after a curry,
so you're
single-handedly
single-handedly keeping the heating on.
I'm effectively David Attenborough hates me currently because I'm single-handedly contributing more methane emissions to the atmosphere than every cow in the UK. So that's how my day's going so far, and so. I need to be careful of what I say as well because my window's open and I have neighbours with young kids and I don't want to be screaming and effing and blinding at all and having them pick up bad habits because they're now at the impressionable age where they will pick up certain phrases and just keep rolling with them.
I've got that thing coming up very soon.
Yeah.
I completely understand that one. Yeah.
How about you? How's your week been, Jake?
It's been weird. It's been really weird. Very, very tired and very, to phrase a certain podcast host who's not here, busy. I've done, there've been a lot of videos and live streams on the channel this week, and it's been a weird one because I'm at that point where I'm ready for us as a club to kick on, but I'm also ready for me to kick on, but I don't know where to kick on to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've got like this really weird situation going where my brain's saying I want to go one way and my body going, no, you don't want to. It's like, I don't know. It's odd at the minute because I know what I want to do, but it's time. And at the minute, I think I saw our missus 2-3 hours in an evening most last week because I'm just down here doing videos and I don't mind it. And this is the whole point of what the channel is and thing because I always have it where I've had some people go, I want to do YouTube videos, and I've gone, why do you want to do YouTube videos? And it's like, oh, because you can get paid. It's like, yeah, you're in it for the wrong business then.
You need to love what you're making.
Yeah, you need to love what you're making. And don't get me wrong, I love what I make with Wednesday, but there's sometimes when I hate it, where I wish I could just go back to being a normal fan, turn the phone off, turn the stuff off, and go, and not be like, I'm going to have to do a review about this show because of this, and it does my head in. It just. It's one of those things where this week been really weird because I played some of the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 yesterday.
Ooh.
I don't like it that much, but I think I've got to play with some of my settings first. I only play like an hour. I am notoriously bad on Xbox controllers, so it could be that, but I'm not buying it.
But remember, you like Xbox.
Oh, shut up.
Don't like PS3. That's a callback, by the way. Any of the total day one original fans of Puncture 41 will know exactly the reference that I was doing there.
They will. You can find it on the channel. It's not hard to find.
You can. But I know that people as well have been saying that they want to see more like farming non-Wednesday stuff.
Talking of that, my birthday present from Jack turned up.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It made me cry.
Yes. It's literally like a farming thing that you find in actual
in an actual like combine harvester joke Jack day. It's really weird.
Because all Jake talks about incessantly all the time is farming sim 25
I am a little bit obsessed. I am slightly obsessed.
It's quite bad.
But that also, I'm also the same with trucking. I'm the same with trucking and like.
Yeah, you've got the big wheel now as well, haven't you? That's another bloody thing that you got as well. The giant wheel.
I mean that.
Yeah.
I love how you can just pull it off as well and it can just get put back on. To be fair, I played. What did I play yesterday? I played trucking. Not trucking. I played farming sim on it, and it's not. I need to figure out the setting for farming because it doesn't feel right. I think
now you've also got the joystick with all the pre-programmed functions into it with all the farming sim stuff.
There we go. But that will make life so much easier with that because what I'm using at the minute is every time Farm Sim updates, it redoes your keybinds. And every time you go to play the game, you have to go reset it all. And it just... You know when you just want to play... It's the one thing I do hate about PC gaming at times. If an update happens... it will just kill all your settings.
Yeah.
Some games just don't know how to like just go, keep this setting here. Leave this setting. It was fine. It was perfect. Why you broke it?
Well, I mean, my obsession, it's that time of year again. It's rolled right back around where I have to basically download 200 gigabytes worth of Skyrim mods.
Oh, you're doing Skyrim again, aren't you?
To mod it to an absurd level. And I was basically going to do a whole, like, I was thinking of doing, like, a whole playthrough, but, like, in character as the, it's super geeky, it's super nerdy, but because loads of people always say that, like, oh, you should do, like, lore videos and you should go and do audiobooks and all that sort of thing. And I've also realized at the start of this podcast, I was doing all of the talking was a very audiobook. Yes, and how was your week been,
Yeah,
Jake?
it was actually.
A very audiobook narrator. So I was basically going to do like a whole playthrough in character where I've got the snippets using the cinema photo mode mod to get like loads of cinematic footage of the game.
I'm just so glad you've got a CPU and a GPU that can handle all that.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think it's one of those ones that I think next week is even. I think it's the same amount of busyness. To be fair, we got game Tuesday, Saturday. Yeah, Tuesday, Saturday.
It's the I think the Brentford game's
it's the
coming up
EFL
next,
Cup
and then
game.
And
I think the thing is we're getting to that point where games come thick and fast, and when they do start getting that fast, as content creator of football, it gets busier. And because I've added a couple of different things like the debrief and stuff, it changes. It's just I could have picked an easier sport like water polo, but I decided to cover my football clubs instead. Yeah. But shall we get into the match on Tuesday night? We played on Tuesday night, and well, do you want to talk about it, Jack?
I mean, do I have to? Oh God,
sadly,
yes. It was just it's just more of that frustration that we've had so much this season, where we've matched so well, we've mirrored practically the other team, but the two sides had the exact same problem in that both sides were really lacking confidence in front of goal. And excuse me, sorry, I had to cough. Both sides were really lacking in confidence in front of goal, but they did look a bit more composed in their sort of attacking movements and in their final thirds and delivering balls into the box and that sort of thing. And just seemed a lot more on top of, especially in the center of their defense. They seemed a lot more like organized and cohesive in their like defensive attempts and stuff. And that's kind of what snuffed out our attacking movements. But overall, though, it was so bad. We were losing possession so much, and just we had a lot more block. They blocked a lot more shots than us. They were, which is what I was saying. With they were so much better in the center of their defense and everything. But they also had, which is really bizarre. They had 61.6% of the possession in that game.
We struggled
and yet they were the away side, which is weird.
We really struggled in that game just to keep the ball. Barry Bannon was off. Like he was giving the ball away quite a lot
Yeah,
in that game. It was odd.
yeah.
It's like 8 shots. You're thinking, great, we've had 8 shots, brilliant, but none were on target.
And all the passes were like behind players and the crosses as well. The player was already like, I don't know, a couple of yards in front of where the ball was going, and it was
a weird game.
It was the team weren't playing together whatsoever. It was bizarre. It wasn't pleasant to watch.
Like if you think about the lineup, it wasn't that bad because you had Gassama, Jamal Lowe, Ingleson. Ingleson got a lot of stick, and I don't think it was needed. I thought he actually played quite well. He was one of them who was trying to put his later through the ball and try and have an attacking thing. But I think you're looking at someone like Ingleson. He's still struggling to get into the English game, but he has matched the physicality of it. That's one thing that last season with Gassama and Masaba, they struggled to get to the physical side. He got into it like that, which is brilliant. But I think for me, it was just the fact that everything felt very laboured. Everything felt a bit sluggish. It just didn't feel right. It felt weird. And again, the stadium at Hillbrook, it's very flat. It's like the moment people attack us, they're nervous. The fans are actually physically nervous that something's about to happen and we're not going to be able to defend it. And when you start having that kind of feeling at home, we have to try and put that away. We got to try and be the 12th man.
Yeah. It really does influence the players a lot as well, though, I feel. I know it's like, it's not putting it on the fans or anything, and it's not saying that that's the problem, but when there is that nervous atmosphere, the players really soak that up.
They pick up
just
on
like they do when the fans are like the 12th man on the pitch, as they've said in many games. It's the same in the opposite sort of direction as well, where the tepid, the sort of like tetchy atmosphere really does get the players'
It's like when one
down.
mistake happens, you hear the groan more. Yeah. You hear the when they're attacking, you had the kind of moment.
Yeah.
It's that really weird feeling at the minute, and I get it. I understand it because we're not clicking or it's weird. Some weeks we look like we're gelled and we're clicked, and then we go to other weeks where it's just gone. And I saw some people having to complain about Danny rotating the side and stuff. It's 3 games in the space of a week. He had to rotate him.
Needed.
He had
for human beings.
Yeah, he had to because, and they'll have the data off the pucks that they wear in their vest that say, this is what he's done and stuff like that. I thought in this game, one of the players who really stood out was Johnson. But what annoyed me is the moment Ubbo came on, the crosses disappeared.
Yep, all the crosses disappeared, and yet he is the ideal sort of guy that you want in the box to get on the end of those crosses.
He did get on the end of one when he got first on, and it was a really good one. And Valentine had an excellent chance that hit the post, and it just as soon as you saw that, you're like, "This is our day."
Yeah,
not it. Just take the point.
Oh, the Valentine attempt was so. It was like, it was one of those. That's when I just knew it was one of those games where you can throw the kitchen sink at it and nothing. We
could be there all night and not go.
Yeah, exactly.
It very much felt that way, but we all were a bit flat. Danny felt a bit flat as well. I think the thing is, what gets me with when we're having periods like this, in the past, I've had managers come out and go, well, we were unlucky in this and stuff. No, Danny just goes, no, we were poor. We need to do better. Somebody needs to step up. It was a good performance. Performance-wise, fantastic. But someone needs to set up and be a hero. That was his words in the press conference.
He was very animated in that post-match conference, wasn't he? He was very, not incensed, that's not the word, but like animated. And,
he was frustrated. You could tell he knows we can do better than this. And I think he could tell, you could tell the frustration that he know how we can play. He's seen how we can play. And then when he get a bit where we don't play that way he wants, it must frustrate the hell out of him. Because it's like, I know you can do better. I know this is a way you've done better in training. Sometimes some players are brilliant in training, naff on the pitch. And then you get other players who are naff in training, but can do it on game day. So it's getting that balance, and he won't have had much time on the training pitch because we know he likes that. Let's go on to last night. Completely different, but Jekyll and Hyde performance in terms of halves. First half, we were dreadful.
I was laughing my arse off at your match review. It was just, you could see, it was so funny.
Yeah.
You were basically close to telling all the players to F off by the end of the first half segment.
I was just annoyed because there were bits in that first half that was really we got an issue at the minute, and it really does go back to like a Brian Laws era.
Oh God.
Where we only turn up for one half. Yeah. We do one half good, one half bad. And first half, just poor. We didn't really manage to get hold of the ball that much. Anthony Mazaba, for me, just stop messing about with it. Too many flicks, too many tricks, and then he loses it. For their goal, it was a ball that he passed that got them on the break. And it kept on happening. Like, he's trying, he'd get past his man, and then he'd go, I'll turn here to try and get it onto my actual good crossing foot. And then he'd been blocked out. Michael Smith had an excellent chance in the first half, but it just got taken off his toes. Corners weren't that bad in terms of what we were trying to attack. We did try and attack them, but they weren't great. But again, it comes down to our set pieces. The goal we conceded was sloppy. So sloppy. There could be a case that people have tried to go like Beadle got sat on again, but I'm not having it. It's like that you still got to do your job. You have to do your job. And Valentine had an excellent clearance off the line before that. It was all incredible, but a goal. And he just got in, off the line, done. And the thing is, Valentine is one of the ones who he's very, very good at the defensive side and he's good at attacking. His attacking side's lacking at times. And James made a good point on me and him kind of clashed on that last night in the comment section on the live stream. And I've slept on it now, and he's right. But I think with Valentine's attacking, he just needs to learn to get a better crossing. Where Jan Valery can get a crossing, but Jan Valery's defensive side, his
defensive, isn't
great.
If you combine both aspects of both players, it's the ideal sort of.
It is, and then you want to clone them both, so you've got two elite, so you've got your cover. But you can't do that in football. If that was the case, we would have cloned Barry Bannon when he was 26 and had one ready for when he retired. But the thing is, the big blow with Akin has had such a good first half of the season. He's in his last year of contract. It's the best Akin for me where we've seen because he's playing in his natural centre-back position. Which
I think all of that potential that we saw when he first signed, when Darren Moore signed him in League One for like pennies as well, wasn't it? It's like
53k.
53k, and he's developed to a player now that's
fantastic.
Actually, is very good, very good championship defender.
But he basically hit an air shot. He hit an air shot, getting it, and he literally felt his left mid-calf area and went down. Hands was up.
And then he just waved like, no, I'm done. I'm done.
Iorfa had to come on. And Iorfa did well, actually. Iorfa wasn't that bad. You could tell he's not played for a while. But there was a bit where Iorfa at one point started limping in the first half, so we were like, oh, no. Don't start this. This is not what we need. We'll go into this later as well. But the goal happens just before half-time, and you're like, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. He made changes, and he made good changes. Jamal Lowe came on. Valerie came on. Masaba and Valentine came off. I kind of a bit gutted for Valentine, but I don't know if that's me being someone who just likes watching Valentine play. I really
like him. I think he's,
He's one of my favourite players to watch in terms of the trying to get things going. But he changed it. He changed it for the better, and it worked. Windass got more of a role where he was closer to Smith, which is what we like. Jamal Lowe came on and started attacking, and it was a night and day difference. It was a change. And you're thinking, we need something. Windass steps up, been quiet all game. First half, you didn't hear his name. Big game player steps up when we need him. And much as I hate that tag on him, because I think He's a little bit more than that at times.
He's more. He's a lot more than that.
He's a lot more than that, but we only see
Yeah.
it when we need him the most. And the thing is, he's good, and he's got a habit of going at. Just remember, he got a habit of going at things. Remember the season where we were in League One and he had to go pick everyone up in the celebration with him doing the car. So he does have a habit of going at Fracken Park. But the thing that I liked was, as he celebrated, his immediate thing was smack the chest. I think he's someone who's really fallen in love with Sheffield Wednesday Football Club. And I think it's one of those ones where I don't think he's ever felt wanted like he'd been wanted at Wednesday. You look at where he's been, Rangers, Wigan, and stuff like that. I don't think he's ever really properly settled, and he's settled here.
Yeah.
And the fact that
I think our club's actually the club that's really just taken to him and actually wanted him, and it's the first time he's felt like, oh my god, the fact, like I'm not just a nameless friggin' cartoon character to these fans. Like they actually do. They
see what I can
really,
do.
Really, they've really taken to me, and I feel at home here and stuff, and because of that, and I think that's just.
He's also got the thing. He's slightly written into Wednesday law for the rest of his life with the Barnsley goal.
Yeah,
kind of.
He's
thing.
forever a Wednesday legend. There we go. Because of that.
But then, my God. Even Michael Smith, after he hit it, went, oh my God.
Oh my God.
The play to get this going started beforehand. The build-up for this was fantastic. And the little ball by Valerie just to find Michael Smith on the edge. I don't think Michael Smith has ever hit a better shot than that in his life.
It was like, it was just, I couldn't believe when I saw it.
It's the curl on it. Because you originally see it from
bent
behind.
like 90 degrees. Yeah. It was like prime David Beckham.
You literally see it from behind. You go, oh, you missed it. And it changes direction.
Woo! Yeah.
But you even see where, as the goal goes in, you see Shay Charles at the back go, what was, they were all like, what was that?
They were all like, yeah.
But again, Danny said, I want someone to step up and be a hero. Well, you don't get much better than that.
Oh no,
it's all there for goal of the season
said as well. Michael Smith said in the post-match interview or whatever with Sky that the manager's been saying to everyone for like weeks now, he needs someone to stand up and just say, I'm taking that responsibility on my shoulders, and
he took it.
I wanted to be the one to do that.
I think
I feel like I am being the one to do that.
Needs to start more.
Yeah,
I think he's working well, but the thing is, I'd like to see, because we noticed on bits of the highlight, Windass and Smith were getting closer, so you had that kind of mini little partnership. Because Windass went into a bit of a role of a 10, and funnily enough, it started to work again.
Yes,
Jamalo went on the left,
and
cut inside, and he worked so much better. You and James said it last week that we think he's better on the left, and you look at the stats. We dominated them in possession, equal shots, 3 on target, them on 2, 4 shots off target, only 2 block shots for us, 4 for them, so we did have to do a bit of defending. We had to do some defending because we had to really... They stepped up again. It could have gone either way. It did feel a little bit...
Towards the end, it was...
touchy thing. But the thing, when Michael Smith scored, you have the thing... I don't know if you've seen the video clip. I may have retweeted it. Where it's them going to the fan footage and you see Michael Smith going, come on. But then you see Josh right at the end go, come on. And it's like, it's them G'ing the crowd up, go, we got this, guys. It's very much the player going, we got this, believe in us. The one thing that our fan base is very good at, when it's not going great, it's toxic. Like the reason
that's what I don't like. Yeah.
But I think that's everyone's fan base. I think that's just footballers in general. I haven't put the table in because it's going to change today. But as I was recording right now, we're in 11th. We are in 11th.
We could have been in the playoff spots had we taken some chances.
If we'd taken some chances in the previous game, if we'd not had the decision at Luton, if we hadn't have messed it up at QPR. There's lots of things that could have happened in the past, but we can't change it.
I am still incensed, by the way, by that Luton game, because I was like front and center, and I saw that You know the foul to get the free kick, which resulted in the handball then in the box, right?
Yes.
I was right behind that incident. It was the biggest dive I've ever seen, and the referee fell for it.
Yeah.
And all of because the guy that I went with got us tickets in the bloody Luton end, and so I was sat all around the Luton fans, and they were all laughing their socks off, saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe the ref's just fallen for that one." And it was the biggest dive ever. I'm just incensed. It was just cheating to the highest extent.
It doesn't
and
surprise me.
Oh,
It really
I mean,
doesn't
yes, it
surprise
doesn't.
me because at the end of the day, we had it midweek as well. That we had a penalty appeal with Jamal Lowe, didn't get it.
Yeah,
I just don't think we're getting a penalty this season.
no.
Generally,
I think it's what is it? 500 and something days.
500 and something days, and I think the record is 72, which is Port Vale, and we're currently on 60 something.
Oh,
if we go without another penalty, it's going to be really weird. Because when we do get one, Michael Smith is gonna I know how to do these. I remember these.
Yep,
I can do these. It's like it makes you wonder: do we even practice penalty? Because we're not even gonna get one.
yeah. Can I just say, when we finally get a penalty, if it's a home game, honestly, I want all the Wednesday fans in the stadium to just celebrate like we've scored the winning goal to win the league. Just because we've finally got a penalty again.
I will
That'd be
say
so
something.
funny.
That would be really funny just to watch the goalkeeper go, "You only got a penalty.
Yeah.
We haven't had one for 500 days. Go away."
Yeah.
But
we haven't had one for almost 2 years.
But it was good to get the 3 point versus Pompey, but we rolled our luck a little bit in the first half, came back in the second half. Danny, happy with the comeback, not so pleased with the performance. He said that, but the fact that he knows that they can do that is good, but he needs to see it on a consistent level, and we're not consistent enough at the minute. We're one game good, one game bad. Not bad.
And the thing is, Danny wouldn't be nitpicking like he is about the performance if he didn't think that they could do it. If he knew that we were playing above our means, he'd be just happy with the points, like he was actually last season. There were a few games.
Let's go on to that, because this puts us perfectly into new. Because Sheffield Wednesday man makes the mission at the moment that left Danny incensed. Danny Roll presented a fascinating demurrer after the Sheffield Wednesday goalless midweek draw. This is from the Star. The German coach really wanted emotion one way or another in post-match media engagement just half an hour or so from the wrench or elevation of the final was strode onto Hill press room. We were relaxing, and he explains that so much of Wednesday performance had to be closed to speculation.
Specifications.
And his side created opportunity to set up youthful talent, and he took pride in the drive the players have made defensively, and it was generally encouraged. But you could also tell he was also annoyed. Now, Paul spoke to media midweek. He said, "If I'm honest, it was me who need to have more of an incentive to go," said Paul. "Maybe there are things I was not used to doing before things are coming that I understand. I need to go here, I need to go there." And that's interesting from a player point of view, that he's actually going, "Hey, I'm not actually where Danny's saying I'm meant to be. I'm in this kind of position I was last season where I'm just coming in and just figuring it out, where now he's having to really think."
Yeah.
Whether it's Paul Gassama, this was Danny, by the way, whether it's Paul Gass, Jamal Lowe, Uggs, it doesn't matter. We all need to make movement. Sometimes you need to do more movement, not for you. Sometimes if we go for the first ball, I will take the centre back and me and someone will be free. We don't just need to think I need to go. Maybe I need to make more movement for someone else. And that's interesting. I think you saw that a little bit in the game versus Swansea. You saw bits of it, but not enough.
Yeah. The daft thing is, we were doing all of that perfectly in the first game of the season against Plymouth, and we've not done it again since.
Gone now, isn't it?
It's just...
Valentine also said after Millwall, we had a meeting, say, "Guys, we can't keep going like this. If we had a success last season, it's because we were strong in our first box, and after we had to change to goal, we tried to go. But first and foremost, it's football. If you want to succeed, you need to be clinical. It's what we're trying now. We've had 3 clean sheets since Millwall. We need to keep going with this. If you can be more clinical in the other box, we'll have a lot more points. If you have a strong team and good teammates, you feel more confident on the pitch. You know you make mistakes, the guy behind will support you, and you feel safe. And it's like what you said on the club website. If we picked up more points, we'd be 7th.
Yeah.
We'd be 7th. It's very
even higher at this point because of the win last night as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's that thing. You look at what we're trying to do. You can see it. You can see what's trying to happen and how we're trying to play. It's just those last little bits. It's like somebody I think last week or this week even, we were talking about we need some like a hair who could put the foot through the laces. And we had that last night, which will put us onto the next story. But what do you think about what he's saying?
I just think it's entirely what I've thought for a while, where it just seems like it's a mental thing. All of the players need to learn new habits of where they need to get used to running channels and they just, for example, against Swansea, they just weren't doing it. They weren't running channels to make sure that, you know, attackers could get on the end of a ball or that there would be a chance created and space created and all that sort of thing. And they just weren't doing it. They were playing for themselves, but sort of like they were just so static and they weren't moving at all. They wanted to stay static, receive the ball, and then move. And no one was doing anything off the ball particularly, and that's why we weren't creating anything, and that's why Swansea's defence were just able to shut us down completely all the time.
I think you can see when you watch Danny on the sideline. We noticed it when we were at Plymouth game last season.
Yeah.
If we're not pushing forward or getting forward, he is incensed. The amount of times you see him, like, especially when you're watching games where you'll see him say something on the pitch and he's immediately going to Hendrick going, why are they not listening? Why are they not done? Because you see it, you see it, like, he'll go to Hendrick or immediately go straight to the tactician, go, pull that up. I need to see that now.
Yeah.
Why has it not worked? And it's interesting watching Danny because we haven't had a manager like that in years who goes is from
OCD level sort of.
But also from minute one, he's doing as much running and shouting as much as the players are and kicking it. So this team must frustrate the hell out of Danny because he knows what they can play like, and it's annoying. But we'll go on to what he said midweek. We said we were going to talk about it. Be a hero. Animate Sheffield Wednesday boss reacted to missed our chances. Wednesday drew 0-0 with Swansea City Tuesday night, which we all knew about, but this is what he had to say. I think it was the same story. We invested, we tried to get the final third, and we missed the opportunity. When I look now, the biggest issue is we had no shots on target. We created opportunities in the first half. Second half, we were very nasty against the ball at the moment. We're well organised, we're doing well as a team, but we want to win games at home. And to do this, we have to be clinical in attack, the space, and bring the numbers of the players into the box. Interestingly, when was the last time a manager called us nasty? Our own manager? Never.
Gary Megson?
Maybe.
It Gary Megson?
Might have been Megson. But I've never heard of being called nasty. Kind of nice. I like the tag.
Pretty sure Carlos did it at one point in the seconds.
But was that while he was having the rant about the 20 quid note or what?
I think it was just before it. Because it was that year, wasn't it? The £20 note rant was that year, wasn't it? Yeah. Or was that no? That might have been the year after. Anyway,
I think
digressing.
The 20 quid note was when he was just about to go Swansea.
Yeah.
It was where it was a bit unraveling and people were going, he's gone a bit deranged.
Yeah.
This is the point where we are at the moment. We are just as our position in the table suggests. I'm convinced with some more goals and this performance, we can go in another direction. It's a long season. We'll try and turn it around in direction. The good thing is we have a clean sheet. This is helpful. We had a 0-0 versus Bristol, 0-0 today, 1-1 versus QPR. These are small steps in our journey, but we want to make bigger steps. Huge step forward, and we can do it. I believe in the group. We're improved in the last 6 or 7 games after Millwall, but I spoke about this. I want to win games. And it's like what you said about what Michael Smith said. Really. He literally turned around and told them we need to be more clinical. It's like he came out in big defence of Ugbo midweek and going, Ugbo will score. He got that in his locker. I just feel like we're not playing to Ugbo's strengths yet.
I think they're all overthinking it as well, and that's why we're having so many errors with players not running here and there and creating movements and passing and stuff, because they're just overthinking it so much.
Do you also think they're also, with the overthinking, do you think they're overplaying and kind of like being too confident instead of letting it flow.
A case in point is Masaba, I think, with that one.
Yeah.
They're just trying to overplay it and
If you get Masaba playing like he did last season with
perfect.
Ugbo,
Yep.
you get him back to, you get him going.
Yep.
Like, he was one of the people who wanted Ugbo to come.
Yeah.
I remember Ugbo conversation going, Anthony hasn't stopped messaging me.
It literally every day he was texting saying, when are you coming? When are you signing? When are you signing? Yeah.
And Masaba's an interesting. I don't know where he's at that. I don't know if he's been too composed in terms of I'm a first teamer now, I don't need to try, which it's not shown.
I think it's because there's a lot more competition in his spot now with Kabatsky coming in and then on Jamal Lowe coming in. And I think he's now trying to overplay to sort of go, look, I can still play ahead of him.
Yeah.
I can still start. I can still, and I wonder if there's an element of that in it as well.
Could be. His performance hasn't been great, let's be honest with you. It's not the first time he's been pulled at halftime.
And we're only criticising him like this because we know that he can be better because we've seen it.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why not really getting on his back too much.
I kind of want to hear Danny go, that's my Masaba, like he did with Gas versus Thingy, because we haven't seen it. Sheffield City Derby is coming up quicker than we would like. And no surprise, the tickets sold out before the fifth phase of ticket began. Yeah. Now, we only got 2,417. I've seen some people be really annoyed with that. It is what it is. I think you probably could have sold more, but it all depends on what they want to bring in and how they've been told, maybe how to police it by police. The club website said away ticket for the clash on 10th of November versus Sheffield United at Bramwell Lane has sold out when they were allocated 2,417 tickets. The first Deal City derby of the campaign. Thank you for your support. And they were gone within over 24 hours.
I mean, they don't want many Wednesday fans there anyway, because after Greasy Chip Butty, it's a bloody library anyway, isn't it? Like, let's be real.
To be fair,
they only actually sing when they're winning.
We can't talk at the minute because we're quiet as well.
Yeah, we've not got that many crowd numbers, and
we are very quiet at the minute. Even
but on the whole, on the whole, let me have these digs, Jake. It's the Sheffield Derby. It's that lot. If there's anyone that we're allowed to have digs at, it's that lot.
Fair enough.
They were coming into your live stream chat. The amount of people I've banned from your live stream chat that just keep coming in and being like, "Oh, F off Wednesday, the city's ours." Like, yeah, grow up, mate.
To be fair, it was kind of funny. I looked at one of my videos the other day from 2016 when we changed the badge, and somebody left a comment there like, "Why?
Why? It doesn't. What are you doing here? Like, it's not." Oh, it's the obsession. It's the obsession.
I even looked at the
don't go into Sheffield United fans things and comment all the time like, we're all Wednesday.
There's a couple of like other YouTubers in the football space who cover championship clubs, which I'll go and watch. I will openly go watch, see what they're like. But I rarely chat. Because it's like I don't have much of an opinion on what their club is doing. I like to see what other fans are saying, but I go with. I try and keep myself to myself, put it that way. But it's not all good news. It is the time of year where if you do not want to warm up properly or not play okay, injuries start to happen. And I'm crediting this one to Dom Howson and his tweet. He said something like the first time after covering Wednesday 12 years that we haven't seen many injuries with Sheffield Wednesday. He even apologised as soon as Akin from Edinburgh went down. The curse of Dom Howson lives. So, the two players who we got out, Kabachi is out. It looks like it's a big one, and he could be out for 6 to 8 weeks at the moment. With muscle injury, you never know. It takes time. With muscle injuries, you take and you look how you go on the treatment. It's a shame, but it's time for others to take the opportunity and step up. I believe he's talking to you, Masaba. We haven't got many. Pato's ideal for that role. And Pato came on versus Pompey and did really well. He did well versus Swansea for like...
He did really well against Swansea as well, actually.
All the 5 minutes he did.
Yeah.
What do you feel about this one?
It's just that... it's that sort of a time of year, I think, and with Kabatsky, he's a very like skinny, weedy kind of build. So I'm not really surprised that he's had a muscle tear injury or whatever. I think that's probably what he needs to work on next summer is bulking up a bit more.
That takes you to if it's 6 to 8 weeks, that takes you up to the 14th of December.
Oh,
if it's 8 weeks, if it's 6 weeks, it takes you to the 30th of November. So,
I mean, at least he's coming back into a crucial period anyway of the season. But I don't know. It's one of those. It's all a sports science issue. It's all a dietary issue most of the time when it's a muscle injury.
But let's be honest, the changing weather will make it into that because if you don't,
it has gone very cold very quickly. I've noticed as well. You've probably noticed that, obviously, living where you do.
It's gone very, very cold.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's also we're having days where it's gone really cold, but then you got to think if they're training first thing in the morning, it warms up about midday. So maybe it's a case, maybe they do some, what Darren Moore used to say, classroom work, and then go do the training while it's warm.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's one of the things. And the other one was Akin, who went off. He said, we'll find solutions. We have to be honest. We're still just in October. It's busy time with November and December to come. With this, we have to recover. We need rotation with the squad. Dominic Iorfa came on and produced a stellar performance at the heart of defence with Deshaun Bernard taking up the left-hand side. A role vacant by Feyenoord. Any absent for the former Norwich City man will believe went this short on a natural side of midfielder. It's a big shame. He had been in a good way, very strong game, but I think this is the thing when you have a lot of games. I have been asked about rotation, and we rotate about, again, 5 players. We use the squad. We try and keep protecting them. But then we cannot do it in every position because we need to keep a core. I had a lot of thinking of the last night about how we are going to go into the game. In the end, we have one more injury, another with Olaf, now second one in 3 days. We need the squad. We need a full squad to be ready for this league. I just realised who could play Olaf's role. Could you slightly convert Charlie McNeil?
Maybe.
Like play that Jamal Lowe style play.
I would then say instead stick Jamal Lowe in that position and put Charlie McNeil in the sort of forward position.
I think the annoying thing is for me is we wanted a left-sided natural centre back on the end of the transfer window and didn't get it.
Yeah, because that was the whole saga with what was his name?
Mason Holgate.
Mason Holgate, that's the one.
We just didn't get it. He wanted a left-sided midfield defender. Yeah. And the thing is, you look at where we're the weakest, it's defence.
Yes, and I would say so.
It's defence and midfield, actually, because I think up front we're actually quite stacked. I think
we need a tricky sod in that sort of
you want a Paveda.
Ian Paveda, but
less injury
sorry, Jan Paveda, should I say? Sorry,
but less injury prone.
Just don't make his legs be made out of glass, please. Like, oh look, by the way, everything that I said, not to rub salt in the wound, but everything I said about Jan Paveda and his injury proneness has come true. So thank you. I will. After all the stick that I got for that in comment sections, I will absolutely have my victory parade that I was right. But that's really not going to endear me well to anyone, is it?
No.
Oh, God.
The thing is, what I find funny about the Paveda thing is there's a reason why Ugbo and Paveda worked well when they came in.
Yes.
Because Paveda was that tricky sod that would get in the box and then... You've seen with what Ingelson's done. Ingleson tried to do those balls into the box where it's flat, which was perfect for Ugbo. But people forget Ugbo's a poacher. So with a poacher, you need to have balls into the box.
Someone nearby.
Or someone nearby. You need to have that shot where it rebounds off the keeper. You can just tap it in. But the injuries are not great. I hope Akin isn't out long. I really hope Akin isn't out long because he's had such a fantastic start this year. He looked like the player we all knew he could be. I also just want to have the thing with like when people keep like criticizing, say, Ingolson or stuff like that. People criticize Valentine and then became very clear he's very good. Player will. Thing is, Ingolson plays on that left hand side a couple of times, so he could do that role.
I think he played Ingelston actually, when he was at the German club that he's left to join us, he played the majority of his games out on the left wing for them, I believe. Or at least, the left side of, they do that, the sort of pyramid formation that we played the other night a lot. And he played that. He was literally playing against against Swansea. He was playing that same role that he always did in Germany. And I thought he was doing well at it, to be fair. I just think he got very tired, and that's why he was brought off.
He played here, there, and everywhere, but at his last club, he did play 6 times in left wing. But again, he played here, there, and everywhere. He played like left mid, left wing, attacking mid, centre forward. He's that kind of player that you just shove anywhere. I wonder if he's the new Pato. In a sense, we can shove him. In a sense,
yeah.
Instead of it being we can shove him anywhere, we can shove him anywhere in that around the midfield. I think for me, we just got to hope that the injuries aren't long term. We do have cover, but people need to step up now.
Yeah.
Pato is the ideal person. But you remember, Pato only came in properly during November, December time. And he only got injured when he got that knock to the head versus Cardiff. And I think you're going to see... The thing is, one thing we complained about last season, we didn't have rotation. We had rotation. But it's weird.
And now people are complaining about the rotation.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, what do you want?
You can't have it both ways.
We've had one scenario and you didn't like it. And now we've got the other scenario that you were wanting and people don't like that.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Let's go on to what games we've got coming up. We've got Brentford and we've got Watford next. So it can be really interesting to see what we do in these. Brentford will want a cup run because I think it's the only cup they can really go for, if I'm honest. That's no disrespect to Brentford. And they don't look the same team now. They don't have a certain striker. They look a bit flat. They've got 10 points. They're in 13th place. The home record is better than their away form. It's a long trip as well, because we've got long trips coming up in the next couple of games, which is not what you want, really.
Brentford. Well, to be fair, it's Brentford away, and then we've got 2 home games on the bounce, and then it's the Sheffield derby.
So it's not that bad then. So it's... You could, let's put it this way, we could have done with a game where we weren't travelling far for Brentford.
Yes.
Like a Birmingham, so Midlands, not all the way down south. But it is what it is. They got a loss to Man United, so we'll see what happens. This will be the perfect game to have.
A loss against Man United, so they're right for the taking.
But we got the thing that we'll probably see Charlie McNeil. We'll probably see Sean Fuser. We'll probably see a load of rotation. Pierce Charles will play. So we'll see all that kind of stuff happen, which will be good. It'll be interesting to see if McNeil has another good game, how many fans are going to be calling for him. I have said maybe give him a chance, but I can understand why they're not. So next Saturday, we have got Watford. And bear in mind, we are doing this before any of the games have happened. So we need to... no games have been played. We're doing it for any games, so they could have all changed. They're currently in 9th place. They've got 16 points. They've actually started really well. They've got 13 points at home, 3 points away, which they're not a great away. So I believe they're at our place on Saturday. Am I right?
Yes.
So they're at our place.
Indeed.
They're at our place on Saturday, which helps. So hopefully we can really push on and try and get 3 points at home, which will be really cool to do because we need to improve that home form. But that's all I got for today. What about you, Jack?
I actually am going to be going to the Tuesday night game on the 5th against Norwich. I'm going to be going with my streamer friend Daisy, who really wanted to go and see a Wednesday game. Basically, I've been constantly saying, you know who you should go and watch at Sheffield Wednesday? Sod this what doing blooming Twitch watch-alongs to Chelsea. Like, no. Come and watch a proper club, Sheffield Wednesday. They also play in blue. And I've finally convinced her, and so she and I are going to be watching.
So
watching
hopefully
Norwich
there'll be fireworks on the pitch.
North Stand.
It's the 5th of November.
Yes.
Which I'm. I'm not looking forward to that night. I just realised it's bonfire night.
Yeah. And my cat always hates bonfire nights as well. Bless him, Fred.
Your cat might hate them, but your cat doesn't automatically combust on the floor when you see flashing lights.
Oh, yeah, good point, actually. Yeah. But if you do see me and you actually know who I am, feel free to say hello. But normally, people don't know that it's me unless I'm stood next to you or James. So that it's going to be, it's nice to be anonymous. But if you do know who I am, please do come and say hello and say that you like the podcast and all that jazz.
If you know who he is, you were great in Fallout London.
Yes. Funnily enough, there's a London Comic Con happening right now that I could have been at. I'd have been able to afford it, but unfortunately, I got scammed into a holiday that was way more expensive than it should have been for flights. Thank you so much to the guy that I went to Luton with for that one. But yeah, I could have been there meeting all of my Fallout London co-voice actors and all the rest of it. But no, I'm stuck here getting messages sent saying they're all really gutted that I wasn't there because they were really excited to meet me. And yeah, anyway, but
we're gonna have a good week. Let's see what happens.
Yes.
Hopefully no more injuries. Look after yourselves. Start getting to that point of wrapping up warm. It's getting bloody cold. It's not nice. And just look after yourself and be safe. And thank you for listening and watching the Talking Wednesday podcast. See ya.
See you later.